Hello, everyone, and welcome in to this Monday softball action as it is the Auburndale Eagles taking on the Mosinee Indians. Auburndale comes in at 14-4 overall here this season, and Mosinee comes in at 10-9. Mosinee, members of the Great Northern Conference, Auburndale of the Marewood South. Auburndale currently sits at second in the Marewood South, tied with Edgar at second at 7-3. In the Marewood South, and the Mosinee Indians are at third in the Great Northern Conference at 7-5 in the Great Northern. Mosinee coming off a win at home against Tomahawk. They won 4-3 against Tomahawk. Auburndale coming off a win at Shawamigan, 15-4 was the final score of that one. This is Mosinee's final regular season game. Auburndale will have one more against Neillsville here this week. Auburndale coached by Mike Schulte and Mosinee coached by Kelly Remondini. And Auburndale's lineup tonight is Samantha Stanton leading off, Caitlin Cunningham second, Aaron Griezbach at the 3 spot, Ashlyn Grimm at the 4, Hayley Grimm at the 5, Georgie Smutzer at the 6, Regan Lau at the 7 spot, Kimmy Lundgren at 8, and Katie Jo Zenner batting at that 9 spot for Auburndale. And as we mentioned, leading off for the Eagles is Samantha Stanton. And pitching for Mosinee here today is Adeline Straits. Straits with the pitch, and pitch 1 is a strike to Stanton. So 0-1 the count here early from Adeline Straits to Samantha Stanton. Pitch on the way and low and in the dirt for ball 1. It evens up the count at 1-1. Again, we're getting close to playoff time here in high school softball and baseball. As pitch on the way. That one swung on, hit out into left field, but caught. So quickly caught over at third. A line drive shot over to third base, as it was Alana Bembenek with the snag over at third for out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Again, it's Straits on the mound, and it's Caitlin Cunningham at the 2 spot. First pitch is high for ball 1. So the count runs 1-0 to Cunningham. Cunningham at first base tonight for Auburndale against Straits. On the mound, on the wind, and pitch. Swung on, grounded over to Straits on the mound, over to first for out number 2 here in the top of the first inning. As it's 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the first for Auburndale, and that brings up number 3 in the order, Erin Griezbach. She's catching tonight for Auburndale. So 2 outs, nobody on. Griezbach with a big swing and a miss on pitch 1. As the count goes to 0-1 to Griezbach. So 2 outs, nobody on base. Griezbach at the plate. Straits on the pitch. That one's high for ball 1. The count evens up at 1-1 to Griezbach. Ellen Straits on the pitch, and that one swung on, hit out into deep left field, and it'll be caught. Griezbach got a good bat on that one, but caught out in the left field for out number 3. So it's 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the first. It'll be Mosinee at bat right after this.
Get a jump start on college or speed up your degree with a transferable class from Mid-State Technical College this summer. There are 130 classes to choose from, online or in person, taught by instructors who are experts in their field. Get info on the Mid-State Technical College summer classes at mstc.edu.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the first inning. It was Auburndale going 3 up and 3 down. It was Stanton lining out to third, Cunningham with the ground out, and Griezbach with the pop fly out to left field. And leading off here in the bottom of the first for Mosinee will be Adeline Straits, the pitcher for Mosinee tonight. As on the mound tonight for Auburndale is Ashlyn Grimm. Again, it's Straits rocking the number 32 for Mosinee. Again, Straits starting at pitcher tonight for Mosinee. Straits, the right-handed batter. Again, it's Ashlyn Grimm on the mound for the Eagles. And pitch one is a strike to Straits. So 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count, still scoreless. Pitch on the way, swung on, grounded over to short. Throw over to first is good for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. So 1 up and 1 down here to start the bottom of the first. And at number 2 in the order, batting now is Jillian Cerny. Cerny at first base tonight for Mosinee. Pitch 1 is high for a ball to Cerny. So 1 down, nobody on. Still scoreless here. Pitch on the way. That one swung on, hit out into left center, and it'll fall. So it'll be Jillian Cerny with the single. She hits that one right into the gap out in left center. And that brings up at number 3 in the order, shortstop Zoe Gabric. Pitch 1 is a strike to Gabric. 1 down, runner at first. 0-1 the count to Zoe Gabric. It's Ashlyn Grimm on the mound. That one popped out into left field. Foul for strike number 2. As the count runs at 0-2 to Zoe Gabric. So 0-2 the count, runner at first. 1 out. Pitch on the way and high for ball 1. So 1-2 the count to Gabric. Pitch on the way and high again as the count evens at 2-2 from Grimm to Gabric. Pitch on the way. That one swung on and fouled off. So Gabric staying alive. That one fouled off again by Gabric. As we check in with some of the other games being broadcast here tonight on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network right after this pitch. And it swung on and shot out into left field. That one's deep and gone. So a 2-run home run for Zoe Gabric as she gets a hold of that one and shoots it out into deep left field. So Zoe Gabric with the 2-run home run. Mosinee goes up 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. That brings up number 4 in the order, Hayley Schnusky playing second tonight for Mosinee, as she grounds that one off foul. 0-1 the count to Schnusky. Pitch 2 is just missed for ball 1. Count evens up at 1-1 to Schnusky. That one is right down the middle for strike. Number 2, the count runs at 1-2. Nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Mosinee leads 2-0. And that one fouled off into the fencing over here, as Schnusky stays alive in the count. So 1-2 the count, nobody on, 1 out. And that one high for ball 2. Count evens at 2-2. So count even at 2-2. That's Grimm on the wind, the pitch, and just misses the strike zone there, as the count runs full to Hayley Schnusky. Pitch on the way, big swing, and that one shot out into center field. It'll be another base hit for Mosinee, as Schnusky with the base hit for the Indians. That brings up number 5 in the order, Amber Gonzalez. She's playing out in left field tonight for Mosinee. Gonzalez, the lefty, left-handed batter. Pitch on the way, swung on and chipped back for a foul, as the count heads to 0-1 to Amber Gonzalez. Grimm sets, winds, pitches, and that one low for ball 1. Again, as we check in with some of the other games broadcast here today, we had Newman Catholic and Assumption Baseball. That was at 11 this morning. We had that, as that is strike number 2 to Gonzalez. So an early game for Assumption and Newman on a Monday. As the pitch from Grimm on the way, and swung on, grounded to Grimm on the mound, over to first for out number 2, as Gonzalez grounds out for out number 2 here in the first inning. It'll be Schnusky advancing to second for Mosinee, and now up to bat at the 6th spot is Lexi Freiboth. Freiboth catching tonight for Mosinee. And pitch on the way, and a strike to Freiboth. And that one swung on, grounded over to third, grabbed and thrown over to first base, and a ground out for Freiboth. That's out number 3 here in the bottom of the first. So after 1 inning, Mosinee leads 2-0 after a 2-run home run from Zoe Gabric, and it's 2-0 heading into the top of the second. We'll be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Our nice weather is precious. Don't let mosquitoes stop your family from enjoying a minute of it. Prepare, prevent, and protect with Mosquito Escape. Call or click today.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back, everybody, and as we get set to start here in the top of the second, but first we'll hear from our friends over at Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm's Garden Center is open. Pick up annuals, perennials, shrubs, and vegetables, plus make your yard look great with lawn fertilizers, tools, grass seed, power equipment, lawnmowers, and more. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. A big thanks to our friends over at Fleet Farm. 66 years of business for the folks over at Fleet Farm. As leading off for Auburndale, batting at the 4 spot is Ashlyn Grimm, pitching tonight as well for the Eagles. As before the break, we mentioned Assumption and Newman baseball played earlier this morning. Newman won that one 9-8. As pitch 1 is low for ball 1 to Grimm. So 9-8 is the score from Whitterfield as Newman knocks off Assumption in that one. Pitch on the way low in the dirt for ball number 2 from Adeline Straits, pitcher for Mosinee. So we also have Mosinee and Stratford baseball being broadcast right now, as Stratford leads 1-0 in the bottom of the second in that one over in Stratford, as that one swung on and called foul. So 2-1 the count to Ashlyn Grimm. Pitch on the way. That one shot out into deep left center, and that one's gone. So Ashlyn Grimm with the solo home run for Auburndale, and it's back-to-back half innings with home runs here in this one. As Ashlyn Grimm with the solo homer here in the top of the second to lead off for the Auburndale Eagles. So 2-1 now. Auburndale cutting into this 2-point deficit. As we also have Loyal Greenwood against Columbus softball. That one tied at 1-1 over in Marshfield at the Marshfield Fairgrounds. And that brings up number 5 in the order, Hayley Grimm. Hayley Grimm at shortstop tonight for Auburndale. And that one high for ball 1 to Grimm. Pitch from Straits on the way and low for ball 2. So again, it was Gabric with the 2-run homer in inning 1, and now Ashlyn Grimm with the home run here in the top of the second for Auburndale, as it's Hayley Grimm at the plate. That one a strike to Grimm. So the 2-1 count to Hayley Grimm, no outs, as that's called a strike, as it just hits the top half of the strike zone there. Evens up the count at 2-2. As there's nobody on and no outs here in the top of the second for Hayley Grimm. And she ducks back for a ball as the count runs full to Grimm. Pitch from Straits is on the way. That one popped out into right field, and it falls in foul territory. So the count will stay at 3-2 to Grimm. As we also have Regis and Stratford softball tonight in Stratford, as Regis is up on the Tigers 4-0 in the bottom of the third. And pitch from Straits on the way and high. So Hayley Grimm walks, and she'll take her base. And that'll bring up number 6 in the order, Georgie Smutzer, playing at second tonight for Auburndale. And that one bunted down, and Smutch will be out at first, but runner will advance. So job complete there for Smutzer. She's out at first, but Grimm is able to advance over to second. As that's out number 1 here in the second. That brings up number 7 in the order, Regan Lau, playing center field tonight for the Eagles. As that one's down the middle for strike 1 to Lau. So 0-1 the count, runner at second, 1 out. And that one swung on, popped up in to the infield, and that'll be caught by Adeline Straits for out number 2. So the pop out for Lau. And that brings up number 8 in the order, Kimmy Lundgren, the designated player tonight for Auburndale. That's the pitch on the way, and swung on, grounded over to third. Throw to first is good for out number 3. So Auburndale puts a run on the board with a solo home run from Ashlyn Grimm. Puts the score at 2-1 heading into the bottom of the second. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Are you living with a prosthesis that is causing discomfort or pain? You have options, and I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Shai. I'm the owner of Next Step Prosthetics in Marshfield. You have a choice where you go for prosthetic care. My focus and specialty is providing a prosthesis that you enjoy wearing to help you get your life back. Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Let's take the next step together to a better life.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the second inning. Mosinee leads Auburndale 2-1 heading into the bottom of the second. As all the runs scored in this game have been the result of home runs from each squad, as it was Zoe Gabric with a 2-run home run in the first and Ashlyn Grimm with the solo just back in the top of the second. And it'll be Alana Bembenek leading off here in the bottom of the second. She's at the 7th spot in the order tonight and playing third base, as pitch 1 was a ball to Bembenek. Pitch 2 a ball as well, so 2-0 the count quickly to Bembenek. Pitch on the way, swung on a high pitch and fouled off to the left for strike 1 to Bembenek. Pitch on the way, high for ball 3. The count heads to 3-1 from Ashlyn Grimm to Alana Bembenek. Pitch on the way, that one shot out into right field, and it'll fall. So that one had some air under it as Alana Bembenek with the single. So Mosinee getting off to a hot start here in the bottom of the second inning, and that brings up number 8 in the order, Tristan Wickland. Wickland out in right field tonight for Mosinee. Pitch on the way and low and in the dirt for ball 1 to Wickland. So runner at first, no outs. Pitch on the way, bunted down, and they'll take the out at first. So Wickland bunts out for out number 1 and advances Bembenek over to second. So runner at second and 1 out for Megan Gursky, designated player for Mosinee, right-handed batter. Pitch on the way and fouled off but caught down the first base line. It's Cunningham with the catch for out number 2. That'll take us back to the top of the order with pitcher Adeline Straits. Straits grounded out her first at-bat in the first. As pitch 1 is a ball to Straits. So 1-0 the count, runner at second, 2 outs. And that one high for ball 2. So 2-0 the count for Straits, and a swing and popped up and fouled off as Griezbach not quite able to make the play there, but a foul ball for Straits and strike number 1. So 2-1 the count now to Adeline Straits. As that one low and inside for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Straits. As that strike number 2, the count runs full to Straits. 3-2 the count now. Runner at second, 2 outs. As that one's high for ball 4, and Straits will take her base. As we'll have a courtesy runner here for Mosinee with runners at first and second. It'll be Jillian Cerny up to bat. As we have some breaking news from the Green Bay Packers and out of the NFL. As the Aaron Rodgers and Packers dramatic situation continues, Aaron Rodgers will skip mandatory mini camps for the Green Bay Packers here starting shortly. So Aaron Rodgers skipped the optional OTAs and will also skip mandatory mini camps now for the Green Bay Packers here this summer. That news from Adam Schefter of ESPN. As again, it's Jillian Cerny up to bat. Pitch 1 is a strike to Cerny. So 0-1 the count quickly with runners at first and second and 2 outs to Cerny with Ashlyn Grimm on the pitch. That one popped back and into the netting for strike 2, and Cerny quickly behind. 0-2 the count. As Grimm winds, throws that one high for ball 1. So the count 1-2 here in the bottom of the second. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Mosinee leads 2-1. As that one's popped up in the infield and out. It was Hayley Grimm making the play for out number 3 here in the second inning. So Mosinee goes scoreless in the bottom of the second. It'll be Auburndale at bat at the top of the third right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Chili Implement, located just north of Highway 10 in Chili, is your place for Kubota zero-turn mowers. If your lawn is big or small, we have all the lawn care solutions for you. Check out our 60-inch deck. Kubota powerful, precise, proven. Chili Implement is your choice for Kubota, Case IH, and Gale. Chili Implement, open 6 days a week to serve you. Chili Implement.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the third inning. But first, we'll hear from our friends over at Draxler Transport. Draxler has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5-cent per mile premium over van. At Draxler Transport, drivers are always home for their requested time off. Draxler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit DraxlerTransport.com to apply today. As leading off for Auburndale will be Katie Jo Zenner. She's out in right field tonight. Batting at the 9th spot is Zenner. So it's still straights on the mound for Mosinee. Pitch on the way. That one swung on, popped up in right to first base for out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd. As it'll take us back to the top of the order for Auburndale with Sammy Stanton, the 3rd baseman. Pitch on the way. That one chipped back for a foul. 0-1 the count with nobody on and 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Auburndale down 2-1 to Mosinee. Pitch on the way, swung on and grounded over to short. Now over to first for out number 2 as Stanton grounds out. For out number 2 here in the top of the 3rd. It's 2 up and 2 down for Auburndale. That brings up number 2 in the order, Caitlin Cunningham, the first baseman. She grounded out her first at-bat in the 1st. And she pops that one back foul. So 0-1 the count to Cunningham. Straights on the wind and the pitch. It's high for ball 1. And the count evens up at 1-1. With 2 outs now. Pitch on the way. That one low for ball 2. So 2-1 now as we check in with Mosinee Stratford baseball. As Stratford's still up in that one 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. As it straights on the pitch and swung on. Fouled off out of play for strike 2. The count evens at 2-2 to Cunningham. And Loyal Greenwood at Columbus softball still tied at 1-1 as well. And Regis is up on Stratford 4-1 in softball in the 3rd inning. As that one low again for ball 3. The count runs full to Cunningham. The 3-2 the count with 2 outs and a runner, no runners on. That one grounded out into the gap into right field, and Cunningham will have a base hit to get things started here in the 3rd for Auburndale. And that'll bring up at number 3 in the order Erin Griezbach, the catcher for the Eagles tonight. She popped out to left field in the 1st inning. She got a good hold of the pitch, but nonetheless was caught out in left field. And she'll have a runner at first with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Pitch on the way and a strike on pitch 1. So 0-1 the count to Griezbach. On the count with a runner at first and 2 outs. Here's Mosinee leads 2-1 in the top of the 3rd. Pitch from straights on the way, and that one swung on, hit out into deep left field, but caught. So about the exact same spot you hit it into in the 1st inning. Got a good hold of the ball, but right to the left fielder over there. For out number 3 here in the top of the 3rd. So no runs in the top of the 3rd. It'll be Mosinee at bat in the last half of the 3rd inning, and we'll have that right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season, Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the third. It's Mosinee leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. As again, it was Zoe Gabric with the 2-run home run in the top of the third inning, and she will lead off for Mosinee in the top of the third. She homered back in the first, rather. So it's Gabric at bat. Again, she had the 2-run home run, her first at bat. It's Ashlyn Grimm still on the mound for the Eagles. Pitch on the way, and a strike. Just gets the top half of that strike zone for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. No outs, nobody on. And that one high for ball 1. So the count evens up at 1-1. 1-1 count, pitch on the way, swung on and fouled up near the concession stand here in Mosinee. This count runs to 1-2 to Gabric. Once again, my name is Cale Jacoby alongside Vinny Villarreal doing the production tonight, as that is going to be out number 1 here, as that one's lined over to first. So 1 up and 1 down as Gabric grounds out. And that brings up number 4 in the order, Hayley Schnusky. And first pitch to Schnusky is a strike. So 0-1 the count. Schnusky singled her first at bat, and she shoots that one right over to first once again for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down so far here for Mosinee. And that'll bring up number 5 in the order, Amber Gonzalez. Gonzalez grounded out her first at bat, and she fouls that one back for strike 1. So 0-1 the count with 2 outs and nobody on base for Gonzalez. Pitch on the way, swung on and grounded down the first base line for strike number 2. As we're about 45 minutes underway here in Mosinee, Wisconsin. That one grounded to short, and the throw to first is not in time. The throw from Hayley Grimm at short over to Cunningham at first, not in time. So it'll be Gonzalez with the infield hit. That brings up number 6 in the order, Lexi Fryboth, catching tonight for Mosinee. The first pitch is a ball to Fryboth. It's Fryboth grounded out her first at bat, as runner stealing second, and she will get there. So it's Gonzalez successfully stealing second base as the count runs to 2-0 to Lexi Fryboth. Pitch on the way, and that one popped up and out over at third base. So both teams go scoreless here in the third inning, as Auburndale will look to cut into this 1-point deficit here in the top of the fourth, coming up right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company pay, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. Jason Zaleski here to tell you that Hewitt's Meat has you covered with simple, easy, and free home delivery. Residents of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin get free. That's right. Free delivery on every order from Hewitt'sMeats.com. Choose from bratwurst, wieners, bacon, jerky, sausage, cheeses, ham, snack sticks, gift boxes, and even the popular grillers. With over 50 flavors of bratwurst, Hewitt's Meat with free delivery will please your entire family. Visit the store in Tomahawk, Marshfield, or Hewitt's Meat on Facebook today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the fourth, and leading off for Auburndale at the 4 spot is Ashlyn Grimm. She's responsible for the 1 run on the board for Auburndale with that solo home run back in the second inning, as she shoots that one out into deep right center field, and that one's going to hit the wall as she'll have a double. So Ashlyn Grimm with the double now. So she's got a home run and a double in her first 2 at-bats here today. So Auburndale starts off firing here in the top of the fourth, as it's Hayley Grimm up to bat now at the 5 spot for Auburndale. She's at shortstop tonight for the Eagles. Pitch on the way. That one down the middle for strike number 1 to Grimm, as Hayley Grimm walked her first at bat in the second inning. As she faces the 0-1 count with a runner at second and no outs. And that one high for ball 1. So count even at 1-1. As Auburndale with the runner in scoring position. And that one is a strike to Hayley Grimm. Puts the count at 1-2. Pitch on the way and just misses on the outside corner there for ball number 2. Count evens up at 2-2. So 2-2 the count, and that one fouled back as Hayley Grimm able to make some contact there, stay alive in the count. As Loyal Greenwood up 5-1 now on Columbus softball. Pitch from straights is low and in the dirt as Grimm hops up there, as it's Ashlyn Grimm able to steal third there on the errant throw from straights. And the count runs full now to Hayley Grimm. So 3-2 the count with a runner at third now and no outs. So Auburndale in prime position to put some points on the board here, as that one's high and Hayley Grimm walks again, as it was 0-2 to Grimm there, but able to get the walk. Now runners at the corners for Auburndale for Georgie Smutzer at the 6th spot, as she grounded out her first at-bat in the second inning. As we'll have a meeting out on the mound, a brief meeting on the mound in the Mosinee infield. So runners at the corners, no outs for Georgie Smutzer here for Auburndale. Pitch down the middle for a strike. Runner stealing second and will get there. So the throw was short, so Hayley Grimm successfully steals second as count is at 0-1. And a big swing and a miss there from Smutzer as count runs at 0-2 now. So 0-2 the count with runners at second and third. Again, Auburndale in prime position to either tie or take the lead here in the fourth. And a swing and a miss, so Smutzer with a strikeout for out number one here in the top of the fourth. As that brings up number 7 in the order, Regan Lau, at center field tonight for Auburndale. She line drived out her first at bat, as pitch one is a ball to Lau. So 1-0 the count, and 1-1 now, as that is a strike there from Adeline Straits. Runners at second and third for Auburndale. 1-1 the count. That one popped up into left field and caught for out number 2. That's 2 straight outs there with runners at second and third, as it'll be up to Kimmy Lundgren, the designated player for Auburndale, to bring in one of these runs for the Eagles. Again, it was Ashlyn Grimm starting off the inning with the double, Grimm with the walk. They both ended up stealing a base, and they're at second and third now with Lundgren at bat. So 1-0 the count as pitch one is a ball to Lundgren. Pitch on the way and swung on out into center field, and it will be dropped in center field. So a run will score for the Eagles as it was Ali Gonzalez dropping that one out in center field. Nonetheless, Ashlyn Grimm scores for Auburndale. The score evens up at 2-2. Hayley Grimm advances to third, and Lundgren will reach second. So Lundgren all the way to second on the error. And that brings up Katie Jo Zenner over at right field tonight. She popped out her first at bat, and pitch one is a strike to Zenner. So same situation Lundgren was in. Runners at second and third with 2 outs, only the score is 2-2 now rather than 2-1. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back. So 0-2 the count now to Zenner. Pitch on the way and just misses the strike zone there for ball one. 1-2 the count now to Zenner. She faces the 1-2 count with runners at second and third, 2 outs. And she swings on a low pitch, strikes out for out number 3, but Auburndale puts up a run and ties it at 2. The score is 2-2 heading into the bottom of the fourth. It'll be Mosinee at bat right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, switch to US Cellular and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G, plus no activation fees. So you can stream, capture, and post without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northside Computers is Marshfield's U.S. Cellular store. Visit us on South Central Avenue in Marshfield for the latest Samsung, Apple, personal cellular devices, tablets, and more.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we have begun play here in the bottom of the fourth. It's Alana Bembenek with a swing and a miss on the first pitch for the 0-1 count to Bembenek. She singled back in the second inning, her first at-bat. This one is fouled back right towards us here for strike number 2. So 0-2 the count to Bembenek. 0-2 count, no outs, nobody on. Pitch on the way, low for ball 1 from Ashlyn Grimm. The count heads to 1-2 to Bembenek. Pitch on the way and swung on and hits the glove of Stanton, but a hot hit there as we have a pickle. No, she'll make it safe back to first, so Bembenek thought about trying to stretch that into a double, but it's able to get back to first, and Bembenek will have a single there. It was a tough play for Stanton to make over there at third. And that brings up Tristan Wickland. Pitch 1 is a ball to Wickland. Wickland grounded out, or popped out rather, her first at-bat in the second inning. So 1-0 the count to Wickland, and 2-0 now to Wickland with a runner at first and no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch on the way, high and past Griezbach, the catcher, as Bembenek is going to be able to head over to second. So on the high pitch, Bembenek heads to second, and it's a quick 3-0 count now to Tristan Wickland. And that is ball 4, so Wickland will take her base as Mosinee is going to have runners at first and second here for Megan Gursky, the designated player for Mosinee. Gursky popped out her first at-bat, 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch 1 is a strike to Gursky. So 0-1 the count. 0-1 the count, runners at first and second. She gets the bunt down and fouls it back for strike 2. So the count runs to 0-2. 0-2 to Gursky with runners at first and second. No outs here in the fourth. That one's low and in the dirt for ball 1. Pitch on the way and grounded over to third as Stan goes for the out at first. May have been able to get it at third, but she goes for it at first and gets for sure out there at first base. So Gursky with the ground out. Runners advance to second and third. And it'll be back to the top of the order with Straits as she hits that one out into left center and it falls. So a single for Adeline Straits, a double rather. Straits with the double, and it brings home Bembenek for score number 3 for Mosinee. So Adeline Straits with the double, as we'll have courtesy runner in for Straits. As that is Olivia Dahl as a courtesy runner for Mosinee, and that brings up Jillian Cerny. Cerny hits that one and out as Hayley Grimm, the shortstop, able to make the play there for out number 2. Cerny lines out to short. So runners at second and third for Zoe Gabric. And she homered back in the first, grounded out in the third. And that one just misses the strike zone for ball 1. And that one hits the strike zone for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Gabric. As Mosinee up 3-2 now with 2 outs, runners at second and third. And that one swung on, hit out into center field. Another hit for Gabric, brings in a run. So it's Zoe Gabric with the single out into center field, brings in another run. Mosinee up 4-2 now in the fourth. That'll bring up Haley Schnusky. Schnusky singled in the first, popped out in the third as that one swung on and missed by Schnusky for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count with a runner at third. And that one hit out into right center for another base hit and another run scored. And they're going to try to score 2, and they will. So it's a base hit for Schnusky that brings in 2 runs. It brings in Gabric from third as well as Straits. So 2-run score for Mosinee as they put up 4 runs now here in the 4th inning off the base hit from Schnusky. That brings up number 5 in the order, Amber Gonzalez. Gonzalez grounded out in the first, singled in the third, as Mosinee on fire at the plate here in the 4th. So they've got 4 hits now, as that one's grounded over to second and dropped. And run coming home. Run is out at home. So it's Schnusky trying to score, unable to do so. So the out at home ends the inning, but not before Mosinee puts up 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 6-2 now heading into the top of the 5th. We will have the top of the 5th right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Valley Communities Credit Union wants you to know that buying a home has never been easier. With mortgage rates as low as 2.49% APR, financing your home has never been more affordable.
With Valley Communities Credit Union, we have low closing costs, local servicing, and underwriting.
We will make it simple and secure from beginning to end.
Call, click, or visit one of our 5 locations
And let our team show you why membership matters at VCCU.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the 5th inning. Again, Mosinee puts up 4 runs in the 4th and takes a 6-2 lead here heading into the 5th. It'll be Sammy Stanton leading off for Auburndale. She popped out in the first, ground out in the third, and she'll ground out there for out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. As it'll be Caitlin Cunningham up to bat now at the 2 spot. She grounded out in the first and singled back in the third. As pitch on the way and high for ball 1. So Auburndale looks to cut into this 4-run deficit here in the 5th. That went high again for ball 2. So 2-0 the count now to Cunningham. 2-0, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way, swung on and grounded to second, and the flip over to first is good for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for the Eagles here in the 5th. And that brings up at number 3 in the order, Aaron Griezbach. Griezbach has hit it deep out into left field. Both their first 2 at-bats, both caught, though, out in left field. Should look to get things started for the Eagles here in the 5th. As that one's high for ball 1. As we check in with Mosinee Stratford baseball. That's tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th. That one swung on, grounded down the third base line, foul. So the count evens up at 1-1 to Griezbach. So 1-1 the count, nobody on, and 2 outs to Griezbach. And that one swung on, popped up in the infield, and caught for out number 3. So Auburndale goes 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the 5th. And it'll be Mosinee back up to bat in the bottom right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love Home Furniture. West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Find what you want in a new summer ride? Settling for good enough just to have it now? Wait, don't settle. Irvs and Tomahawk and Power Pack and Marshfield have the solution. Custom order. Get exactly what you want by building your customized ride with us, and we'll place a special order with a manufacturer. That means the color you want, the package you need, and the new ride you deserve. Plus parts packages and financing packages with gear included. Irvs and Tomahawk and Power Pack and Marshfield. Don't settle. Get your custom order in today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Mosinee leads Auburndale 6-2 heading into the bottom of the 5th, and Auburndale with a pitching change here to start the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Hayley Grimm coming in relief for Ashlyn Grimm. And leading off for Mosinee will be Lexi Fryboth. Fryboth, rather. Fryboth grounded out her first at-bat and grounded out her second as well, as pitch 1 is a ball to Fryboth. So 1-0 the count. Pitch on the way and low in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-0 the count to Fryboth. That one low in the dirt as the count quickly to 3-0 from Hayley Grimm to Fryboth. Pitch on the way and low for ball 4. Fryboth takes her base as batter 1 is walked here in the bottom of the 5th. And that brings up number 7 in the order, Alana Bembenek. Bembenek is 2 for 2 on the day. She had a single in the 2nd and a single in the 4th as she bunts that one down foul. So So Benbenek with the foul, strike one. 0-1 the count with a runner at first and no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch low for a ball, runner stealing second, and she will get there as Freiboth successfully steals second base there, and the count evens up at 1-1 to Alana Benbenek. As we check in with Loyal Greenwood and Columbus softball, still 5-1. Loyal Greenwood leads that one, and it swung on and hit out into left field and caught in left field. So it's Benbenek with the line drive out into left for out number one. That'll bring up number 8 in the order, Tristan Wickland. Wickland grounded out in the second and walked in the fourth. She'll face one out with a runner at second. And that one high and past Griezbach as Freiboth advances to third now for Mosinee. So Mosinee in position to put another run on the board. As Grimm on the pitch, as that one is grounded over and out at first, or safe at first rather. So they call a runner safe at first. Grimm thought about going for Freiboth there. She was kind of caught between home and third, throws over to first, not quite in time, so Wickland will reach first. We'll call it on a fielder's choice. That's Gursky up to bat now. Count quickly 0-1 to Megan Gursky. Gursky popped out in the second and grounded out in the fourth. And she shoots that one out into left field, and this will be a base hit. Run will score. So Megan Gursky with the base hit scores Freiboth, and Wickland advances to second. Mosinee up 7-2 now in the fifth. That'll take us back to the top of the order for Mosinee. It'll be Adeline Straits, the pitcher. At bat, runners at first and second, one out. That one inside for ball one. So 1-0 the count to Straits. And a swing and a miss there from Straits. 1-1 the count now. Mosinee up 7-2. 5-run difference. All has been scored in the fourth and fifth innings for Mosinee, as that's ball two to Straits. So 2-1 the count with runners at first and second. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch on the way and swung on and caught, and it'll just be the one out. So Grimm tried to get the runner at second, unsuccessful, but with the catch over there at shortstop is Ashlyn Grimm for out number two. Straits lines out there to short. And that'll bring up number 2 in the order, Jillian Cerny. Cerny is 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the first, popped out in the second and fourth innings. And that one high for ball one. So 1-0 the count with runners at first and second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And that one's popped up in foul territory, out of play for strike one. The count evens up at 1-1. As Cerny steps back into the box. And Grimm on the pitch. Swung on, popped up in the infield, and it'll be caught for out number 3 by Ashlyn Grimm. as that is 3 outs to end the 5th inning. Mosinee puts up a run, leaves 2 stranded, and it is up 7-2 on Auburndale heading into the top of the 6th that we'll have right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
From first contact at Dental Clinic of Marshfield, their dentists are committed to your individual attention and strive to provide personalized oral health care. They work hard to create the ultimate stress-free and comfortable dental experience. It is their mission to educate and provide the patients with the best dental care in central Wisconsin. Whether you're looking for information on implants, teeth whitening, crowns, orthodontics, dentures, or any dental service, Dental Clinic of Marshfield has it for you. You can book your appointment online at dentalclinicofmarshfield.com or give them a call at one of their 3 locations in Marshfield, Stratford, or Neillsville today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the 6th. Mosinee leads Auburndale 7-2 heading into the 6th inning. Before we get there, we'll hear from our friends over at Spectrum Benefit. Spectrum Benefit Solutions with offices in Wausau, Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, Medford, and Spencer. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started. So leading off for Auburndale will be Ashlyn Grimm, started at pitcher, over at short now for Auburndale. It's a big swing and a miss, or foul. That one fouled back from Grimm there. 0-1 the count to Grimm. She homered in the 2nd inning and had a double in the 4th, 2 for 2 on the day for Ashlyn Grimm. She faces the 0-1 count and pops that one up into shallow right, and it'll fall right in the gap there. So we'll call that a base hit for Ashlyn Grimm. She's now 3 for 3 on the day. And that brings up Hayley Grimm, who started at shortstop, now is at relief pitcher for Auburndale. She has walked both of her first 2 at-bats. Pitch on the way, and a strike to Grimm. No outs, runner at first. 0-1 the count to Grimm. That one way high and over the outstretched glove of Freiboth. As looks like Ashlyn Grimm is on the ground in pain over there at second. With that, we're going to take a quick break and be right back when this injury is resolved after this.
I had an employee at once ask me to prioritize family, faith, and business, and I put them in that order in particular. For each one of our employees, it's family first. You do what is best for you and your family. Then the rest of it will take care of itself. It's about making sure you make the best decisions for you and your family.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken of Marshfield has been voted Best Pizza in Marshfield 12 years in a row. With popular choices like broccoli bacon cheese, drunken chicken, or any of the 25 specialty pizzas, Scotty's is ready to earn your vote now at 715-384-8118. Choose Scotty's for pizza, chicken, subs, sandwiches, and more. Carry out, dine-in, and delivery. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118.
Welcome back, everybody, as Ashlyn Grimm being helped off the field. We didn't see exactly what happened there, but it looks to be a right leg injury. Hopefully, Ashlyn Grimm is okay and is either able to come back or that the injury isn't too serious there for Grimm. As, again, in this game and in the future, that would be a huge loss for this Auburndale team, but we'll hope for the best there, as we'll have a courtesy runner at second, as it's Abby Becker running. So it's Hayley Grimm at the plate with a runner at second and no outs here in the top of the 6th. And a swing and a miss there from Grimm. Count heads to 1-2 to Hayley Grimm. Pitch on the way and high for ball 2. Count evens up at 2-2. That one fouled back as Grimm stays alive in the count. Again, no outs with a runner at second. Auburndale down 7-2 here in the 6th. And that one high. Count runs full to Hayley Grimm. Again, Grimm has walked her first 2 at-bats. And both walks have come with a full count as well. And that one is going to be a strike as Hayley Grimm strikes out looking for out number 1 here in the 6th. As it's Georgie Smutzer up to bat now for Auburndale. She grounded out in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. And that one's grounded over to short, bobbled, and Smutzer will reach first on the air. As runner stays at second for Auburndale. They have runners at first and second now for Regan Lau at the 7 spot for Auburndale. She popped out her first 2 at-bats. As 1-0 the count to Lau. We have 1 out with runners at first and second base. Pitch on the way and swung on, popped up into left field and caught out in left field for out number 2. So 2 outs for Kimmy Lundgren, the designated player, up to bat for Auburndale. She grounded out in the 2nd and reached on an error in the 4th. So 2 outs with runners at first and second. Pitch is high to Lundgren there. Again, it's still Adeline Straits on the mound for Mosinee. That one high for ball number 2. Pitch on the way and low again. The count quickly 3-0 to Lundgren. So 3-0 the count with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Pitch on the way and a strike to Lundgren. 3-1 now the count. And that one swung on, grounded over to short, and they'll have the out at third for out number 3 as Lundgren grounds out there. And after 6.5 innings of play, Mosinee leads 7-2 heading into the bottom half of the 6th. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the bottom of the 6th right after this.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Welcome back, everybody, as we have a chance to hear from our friends over at Valley Communities Credit Union. It's never too early to start teaching the value of saving. Your youngsters can learn today with a Valley Communities Credit Union Kids Club or Teen Savings Club membership. We make saving fun and easy with prizes for making deposits and getting good grades. Stop into one of our 5 locations in Mosinee, Cronin-Water, Marshfield, Stevens Point, and Wisconsin Rapids to open an account for your kids today. As leading off for Mosinee is Zoe Gabric. There's Gabric, 2 for 3 on the day, rather. She had a home run in the first, grounded out in the third, and singled back in the 4th inning. She faces the 1-0 count, make that 1-1 count from Hayley Grimm to Zoe Gabric. Pitch on the way, and Gabric checks her swing on a high pitch there for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. The count. Grimm on the pitch, and that one hit out into deep left field and caught out in left field for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down here in the 6th. That brings up Haley Schnusky. Schnusky is 2 for 3 on the day. She singled in the first, popped out in the third, and singled again in the 4th. And a swing and a miss on pitch 1 there from Schnusky. So 0-1 the count. 1 out. Nobody on. And that one swung on, popped up into shallow left, and caught by Sammy Stanton, making the sprint over there to shallow left for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down for Mosinee here in the 6th. And that brings up Amber Gonzalez. Gonzalez grounded out in the first, singled in the third, and reached on an error in the 5th. Pitch 1 is a ball to Gonzalez. That one high for ball 2 to Gonzalez. So 2-0 the count now to Amber Gonzalez. That one grounded over to short. The throw over to first is high, and Cunningham not able to keep her foot on the plate there. So Gonzalez is going to reach on the error off the high throw over to first there. And that'll bring up Lexi Fryboth. Fryboth 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out in the first, grounded out in the third, and walked in the 5th. As she'll ground that one down the third baseline, hits the base and fair. So Fryboth with the base hit, and it sends Gonzalez to second. So runners at first and second now for number 7 in the order, Alana Bembenek. Bembenek is 2 for 3 on the day. She singled in the second, singled in the 4th, and popped out in the 5th. That one's popped back foul for strike 1. So 0-1 the count to Bembenek. That one high, and runners will advance to second and third as Griezbach not able to come up with that high pitch. As the count evens up at 1-1 to Bembenek. That one just misses the strike zone there. 2-1 the count. And a swing and a miss on a low pitch there. 2-2 the count now to Bembenek. Pitch on the way, swung on, popped up into shallow left in foul territory and out of play. So the count stays at 2-2. So 2-2 the count. That one swung on, pop back, foul. As the count evens at 2-2, and checking in with Mosinee and Stratford baseball. They're still tied at 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch on the way and just misses the strike zone there. So the count runs full to Alana Bembenek. And it's Loyal Greenwood up on Columbus softball 6-4. That one swung on, hit out into left field, but foul. So count stays full. As we check in with Regis and Stratford softball, that's tied at 4-4 in the top of the 7th inning. That in Stratford. So 3-2 the count from Hayley Grimm to Alana Bembenek. And that one's popped up into left field and foul. So Bembenek staying alive in the count with 2 outs. And runners at second and third. And that one popped up into shallow left field. This one will be caught in shallow left for out number 3 as Mosinee goes scoreless in the bottom of the 6th. Auburndale will have their last chance here in the top of the 7th right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Welcome back, everyone, as we'll take a second to hear from our friends over at Awards and More. Awards and More is your one-stop location for awards, plaques, trophies, embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products. Awards and More is also the proud sponsor of the Zaleski Sports Athlete of the Month. Visit Awards and More on Facebook to begin your next trophy order. As Auburndale will have a last shot here in the top of the 7th. As looks like it'll be Kylie Frischman batting for Katie Jo Zenner here in the 7th. Looks like it's still Adeline Straits on the mound for Mosinee. As umpires and coaches figuring out the substitutions. But it is Frischman. Frischman batting for the Eagles. Again, Straits still on the mound for Mosinee. And pitch one is a ball. So 1-0 the count to Frischman. Pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss there from Frischman evens up the count at 1-1. So 1-1 the count with no outs and nobody on here in the top of the 7th. As that one's just low and out of the strike zone for ball 2. Pitch on the way and low again for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Frischman. As looks like Stratford softball has taken down Regis. 5-4 is the final of that one. As big swing and a miss there from Frischman evens up the count, or runs the count full rather, at 3-2. Again, so it's Stratford taking down Regis 5-4 in softball. As that one's high to Frischman, and Frischman walks on her first at-bat of the night. Now we're back to the top of the order for the Eagles. It's Sammy Stanton leading up to bat for Auburndale. Stanton is 0 for 3 on the day. She's popped out in the first, grounded out in the third, and grounded out in the 5th. And pitch one is high for ball 1 to Stanton. Pitch on the way, and Stanton tried to check her swing, but fouls it off for strike 1. The count evens up at 1-1. It's Loyal Greenwood up 11-4 now on Columbus in softball action there in Marshfield, as that one's high for ball 2. Count at 2-1 now to Stanton. And we're still tied at 1-1 with Mosinee and Stratford baseball, as that pitch is high once again. Count at 3-1 now. But again, Stratford and Mosinee baseball is tied at 1-1 in the top of the 7th. Mosinee is up to bat, as that one is a strike. Count runs full to Stanton. Again, that Stratford-Mosinee game has been tied at 1 since about the 2nd inning. Pitch from Straits on the way, and that one grounded over to short. They get the out at second and the out at first, so a double play here in the top of the 7th as Frischman is out heading to second, and Stanton grounds out and is out at first. So now Auburndale facing 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. It's Caitlin Cunningham up to bat, as pitch 1 is a strike to Cunningham. And now's a good time to remind you to stay tuned for your Nasonville Dairy post-game show, as we'll talk to a coach and a player from tonight's game, as that is a ball. Count at 1-1 to Cunningham. And stay tuned for highlights of this game as well on the Zaleski Sports Facebook page. Those will be up later tonight. That one popped up out into center field and out, as that is out number 3, and that will do it as the Mosinee Indians take down the Auburndale Eagles 7-2 here in Tuesday night's action. Auburndale falls to 14-5 on the season. Mosinee improves to 11-9 on the season. And next up, well, first we'll take a break. We'll take a quick break and be back with the Nasonville Dairy post-game show right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com. All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Yeah, okay. And then could I Yeah. All right, welcome back, everybody, as we are here with the head coach of the Mosinee Indians here. And Coach, so we'll talk about today's game here. That you guys went on that big 4-run inning there. I guess talk about that inning and kind of how you guys played tonight and how big that inning was.
This was a big game for us today. Looking back at stat-wise, every single girl in the lineup had a hit, and we didn't strike out at all. So, I mean, that was something huge for everybody to have a hit and no strikeouts for us. That was big coming in based on the rest of the season that we've had. A lot of key hits from a lot of different people, so it was nice to see a lot of different people produce.
And then it seemed like down the stretch of that game, your guys' defense and pitching really improved. You guys didn't give up any runs there the last few innings. I guess talk about your team's defense and how you think your pitching and defense was cohesively tonight.
Yeah, defense and pitching was amazing tonight. Auburndale had a lot of base runners on base, and we were able to get out of a lot of innings. Just a second. We were able to get out of a lot of tough innings with no runs given up. So they really pulled it together tonight.
All right, and then playoffs coming up here. I believe it's Merrill. You guys have first round, I guess. Give a little preview to that game, what your thoughts are just heading into the playoffs overall.
If we can keep our hitting alive, that would be awesome. And obviously our defense too. We've had a couple games this year that some of the errors get to us, and it's kind of a domino effect. So hopefully we can take this momentum from tonight and bring it to Merrill on Monday.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the playoffs. All right, Zoe. Okay. All right, so here in tonight's game, again, you guys win 7-2. Just talk a little bit about what you think you guys were able to do well tonight and how you guys were able to kind of win this game.
I think it was definitely our hitting. We started off strong, and then we had that big inning, and then just like kept pushing forward.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about that big inning. What were you guys seeing at the plate? Because all you guys were hitting there. I guess talk a little bit about that inning and how you guys were able to kind of dominate there.
I think we were waiting for that one pitch that we wanted and fighting off all the ones that we didn't want. Yeah.
Okay, and then you had a home run early on in the game. What did you see on that pitch, and how were you able to just knock that one out of the park?
I saw a pitch. It was 0-2, or I had 2 strikes, so I know I had to at least fight it off or hit it. So I tried to stay level, didn't do that very well, but I got enough power under it to go.
Okay, and then so playoffs right around the corner here. You guys will be against Merrill. I guess what are your thoughts as a team and yourself going into that matchup in the playoffs overall here?
I think it's definitely going to come down to hitting. We were kind of struggling during the season, and they're kind of picking up now. So as long as we have a bunch of bats, I think we should be okay.
All right, and then what's the biggest thing on this team that you think you guys have a chance to try to make a run here in the playoffs? What do you think your guys' biggest strength is heading into the playoffs?
I think we just have a lot of team chemistry. We just see each other well on the field, and we just like know where we are, and that helps out a lot.
Okay, I don't know. Have you been in the house before with Zaleski Sports? Yeah, you have. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. Okay.
I'm Zoe Gabric. I'm in the house.
Huh?
I'm Zoe Gabric. I'm in the house.
Yep. I'll hand you the microphone
Okay.
there. It doesn't matter if that logo falls.
Okay.
Whatever. But yeah, so we'll count you down. And whenever you're ready. Yeah, whenever you're ready. Sure.
I'm Zoe Gabric, and I'm in the house.
All right, sweet. Thanks a lot. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, so that was Zoe Gabric we talked to there. And Mosinee takes this one 7-2 over the Auburndale Eagles here tonight as they get ready to play Merrill here in the regional playoffs here. And with that, we will say goodnight. My name is Cale Jacoby alongside Vinny Villarreal over here doing the production tonight. As you had a good time tonight, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.